Man, this Premier League keeps on giving. I was watching the game on Saturday, and I don't know, people talk about Arsenal got lucky, or Wolves, or I don't know. Well, but I don't know. We're gonna get into all that, and Man United crazy game, Chelsea easy win, Liverpool easy win, on our next episode of 1v1. This is Matchweek 16 review. We want to see how we did and how the teams did on Matchweek 16. That nowhere to start but the Emirates, honestly. Yeah, I was, they say Wolves scored 3 goals, Arsenal got 3 points. I think, I don't know. I, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I wouldn't really give. I don't know. I've seen many Arsenal fans talk about how lucky we got and how we scraped that win, but that's what I want. I don't know why people are complaining. That's what I want as an Arsenal fan. I want a controversial win. I want us to collect the 3 points without scoring any goal. That's what I want. We've been winning games for so long, playing beautiful. We did Man City, but did we collect points? No. I want us to play bad football. But for as long as we get the 3 points, I don't care. I don't know what you think about it. I bagged 3 points. On to the next one. People complain. We played beautiful football. We played world football, but we just dropped 3 points against Villa. Why would we feel bad for gaining 3 points at home? No, no, that was a solid 3 points to keep us ahead in the title, and that's the only way to look at it. I don't know how you look at it.
It's not. I mean, I struggle seeing the bad side of a win. So it's not always easy to condemn a winner. And I feel like to win a title, luck also has to come your side. Because to me, if I can't argue against that having been luck, because Arsenal had not done enough to win the game and they won it, and that happens for champions. It was maybe if Arsenal fans who are complaining about it, who are saying we whatever. I think uh, it's not about the game. I think they just probably worried that we lost to Aston Villa and then scrapped past Wolves, and they just feel like it's not fluid. So it's more of shall we call it like a mini scare that is in their mind. Like we lost that game to Wolves. Actually, yeah, to Aston Villa, it was in the last minute, I think, 90 plus. And then at Wolves, we give away a goal in the 90th minute, and then we get another winner through an goal on goal in the 95th minute. So they're looking at it as 3 points gotten, but they're looking at the trend and they're like, maybe this is scary. We need some fluidity. I mean, that's just my take.
Yeah, that's true. Like everybody was like, oh, Arsenal 5-0 Wolves, 6-0 Wolves. But this Wolves can decide to show up. Aston Villa 1-0 against Wolves at home. So this Wolves can decide to show up. And the most important thing you can do is get the 3 points. Just get the 3 points. We played well against Villa. That's the fact. We lost in the last minute. They also played well, but we played well. We played well against City. We played well against Liverpool. We dropped points in all those games. Why? Why would we? The most I understand what they're saying, like Arsenal needs to get more solid, which is true. We need to get our game together because there's a lot of games that are coming. But Man City just scrapped a few wins, not the last one. Liverpool, is it Liverpool or Chelsea? One of those teams, they also had an own goal. No one is talking about it. Everybody just talking about how Arsenal got lucky, which is fine. But you know me as a fan, I will take 3 points in any shape or form for as long as there are 3 points. But on this one, we both got the answer. I think we kind of knew. We both got lucky to get that one, but we both got one each. where I failed and you had me on that one, and I kind of saw it coming. I think I was just being hopeful. Is the Man City game? It's kind of
Yeah,
hard for Palace to win after a European night. I was just being hopeful.
yeah, they've only won once. It was actually after European night that United cooked them. I saw when I saw City, I was like, they might like Villa might cause Palace might cause troubles, and they actually did because 3-0 does not give the true picture.
This
So they
time.
caused problems. They caused problems as I expected, but also as I expected, New City were going to get away with it. City are just in this spell where they are learning how to get points, and City know that the only way to keep Arsenal on toes is 3 points at this time. So if you're gonna bring in a long if you're gonna bring in a long pass or a cross, as long as you can get on Haaland's head, there you go. If you're gonna sit back and trade in a pass and create 1v1, there you go. So as long as the focus is on 3 points, then you keep Arsenal in check, and that's what City are actually doing at the moment.
Yeah, they are keeping up. They've been having a so-called turbulent moment, but the City they've been they've been cruising. They know what it takes. On this one, I failed. You got one on that one. Shifting to still on the title charge. We have West Ham against Villa. We both failed on this one. You picked a draw, and I picked West Ham win. I think I was just being hopeful also, but Villa always find a way to win somehow, I guess.
I was being hopeful. That's why I picked a draw because deep down I saw a win for Villa, and all along I've said that sometimes what I want can affect how I predict a game because the reality is I was worried that Villa might get this because West Ham have not really convinced me that they are beating the relegation fight.
Yeah,
But the fact that they were home and they have not had like a win in a moment, I was maybe they're going to put up a fight. They did. They scored two, but Villa just finding a way, man.
yeah. Something I wanted us to talk about later. The battle for the number 10 jersey. I think we'll talk about later because man, the heat is turned up
Yeah,
between.
true.
Yeah, I think heading forward we might even do like every day, every weekend we check and according to the ratings between Eze, Foden, Rogers, and this other one. What's his name? The one is Bellingham. We need to
Bellingham.
know who's really going. I think we'll even take like match ratings every weekend and get
Okay,
the average until the end of the season and see because man, it's some serious stuff going on there.
that's
But
true. For you.
yeah, I think Rogers has been good, and for that, I think Villa is yeah, he keeps popping up and stepping up, and that's good for them. But on to another number 10 for England, Cole Palmer. He just showed up and scored. Man, what a goal! I mean, that guy is talented. You burst through the space and just punch in. I mean, man, Chelsea don't have anything like that. It's only Cole Palmer that can do that. I mean, they can score other goals, but that specific goal, that's only Cole Palmer that can do that.
Yeah, they have to be relieved that he is back, man, because you're going to have games where you can play well and you need something to unlock the opponent because there is no weak opponent, and sometimes you just need a player who has something extra. And with Cole Palmer back, and if he's fit, I think it's good. It's good time for Chelsea. It's good for them.
Yeah, it's good time for them considering their strikers are just misfiring. On this one, we both got that one right. On to the next one. They're not really title challengers, but they're right somewhere. We're talking about the title holders, Liverpool.
They are Champions League contenders. At the moment, they are Champions League contenders. Not the strongest contenders, but they are contenders. 2 games, 2 match weeks are way too long in the Premier League. So I'm still keeping them in the race for Europe. The rest for the title, I'm betting my money against them at this moment.
At the title, you can clearly see even in the top three, there is separation that has started happening. There is a 5 point
Yeah.
gap between number 3 and 4. So you can clearly see separation. And if this happens in the next maybe 2 game days, you'll just see a clear gap between 1 to 3 and 4 to 8. But
Mhm.
we'll see how Liverpool goes. For once, we're not talking about Salah, but I feel bad for Ekitike. I mean, all season, he's a superstar. He's a superstar. But we're either talking about Isak, Vats, or Salah. Isak, Vats, and he's on scoring goals. I mean, I feel bad for him. But good for him that he scored the goals. You just let your talking, your performance do the talking, because people don't seem to want to talk about him. Yeah,
Yeah, the real
I
ones
like
will
him
at the
though.
long term. Yeah,
Yeah,
the real ones will at the long time. It's a good bad thing for him because at the end of the day, at the end of the season, when people to talk about who was important, they look at numbers, influence, and it will be clear who was. I just
yeah.
think that money controls the sport way too much. That you want to talk about Vats because of his price, you want to talk about Isak because of his price, you want to talk about Salah because of his pay,
Well, yeah.
and also we thrive on hate, so we must talk about those who are performing poorly because that's where
That's how we try. But even just generally, this is the superstar that should be getting like attention. But anyway, I don't care that much for Liverpool. I don't care for their stars either. I just feel bad for this one, but that's on him. Moving on to
yeah.
another team with superstars, and they just played today. Manchester United. What a thriller though.
Oof.
What a thriller. Not for United fans though. For
Yeah,
the rest of
to a
us.
neutral, that's a game I would like to watch as a neutral. Yeah, but as a United fan, I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah.
Better than a 0-0 draw, better than a 0-0 draw, better than a loss. It feels like a loss. It's very bad to see. It's not easy to see a positive in dropping points, but it's long since I've seen United devastated for dropping points. They felt broken. It felt bad. It felt like a loss. I did not even see this when we lost 1-0 to Everton.
Mm.
I didn't see this anger, this disappointment when we dropped points 1-1 tie with I saw players who wanted to win, and I still blame them for losing. That being shattered after
Mm.
dropping 2 points. I think it's something that I've missed in United, like the passion, like show that you wanted to win, but still a disappointing result.
United are second in scoring in the league, right? Only after
Yeah, we
City.
are. True.
Man, something needs to be done at the back. Because you can't be second in scoring and be almost among on top on the list in conceding. I don't know about conceding. There is guys that have conceded a lot of goals like Leeds and all that, but for you to be second in scoring and your goal difference is, I don't know. Like today, imagine 4 goals, but you leak 4. So it just gives you a
Mm.
point. I don't know. But when I saw that stat, then I realized my United are really scoring. They're
But
just not
also
defending.
remember that we are only one team has scored more than us, and if you rank by conversion of chances by like goals to XG,
Yeah.
then United also have the worst conversion rate. Yeah,
So you
we are
could
the
have
team
had
that
more goals. Yeah.
is not just about this game. By this game, by first half, we should have maybe scored 3. We had the XG for Bournemouth for the whole game is less than United's XG for the first half. And if you look at just conversion rate in the whole Premier League, by goal scored, we are the second, joint with Arsenal. But when you compare how teams are converting their XG, then we are number 20.
Mm.
So that means that United is really creating chances, and fairness to Amorim, that has to be seen as as growth, because last season with 5 games to go, United
Yeah.
had only scored more than 3.
I remember.
Those 3 teams got relegated.
Yeah.
And United only spent money on the attack. We brought in three forwards, and right now our best strength is attacking. So maybe I'm thinking that if you brought in a forwards and we're doing the way we are doing, if the manager is saying he's calling for some solidity in the midfield, maybe something we should try.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you should trust him now because he's showing something.
Because if you look at the style we want to play, because at United we can talk about how we need to change our style to fit the players we have, but that only means one thing: parking the bus, waiting on the counter, because that's what Ten Hag did. He twisted what he wanted to fit the players, and that can only mean we stay back, we get folks on the counter and hammer them. But if you look at a team that you want to go all attack, like what Amorim is trying, because in the long run at United, you are going to have to entertain. You are going to have to attack
Yeah.
with energy.
Yeah.
And if you look at right now, anytime United has the ball, there's just a good feeling. Anytime we go forward, it's like we are posing problems. We're threatening. But anytime the opponent has the ball, then that is a problem.
Same feeling. Mm.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's a different feeling. And if you look at even the goals we conceded today, the free kick. Look at the move that leads to the free kick. When Bruno is unaware of his surrounding and places a mispass, it lands in the opponents. At that point, the opponents do not need any strategy to beat us. Just run us. Just run us in the midfield. We
Yeah.
can't catch up. They don't need any style. Let's just go. So Bruno is left. The person that follows is Casemiro. Casemiro tries, he sees he's losing it. Then he takes the free kick. He takes that
The
tactical.
free kick. Yeah.
And yeah, and that free kick led to a goal. But how do we get that free kick? Just total lack of legs.
But
And then in the last one,
that's dynamics of ball because even their free kick was not really a free kick technically.
yeah,
So
well,
like the way Arsenal corner
but
was not really a corner also. It's dynamics of ball.
yeah, but you know that one. When you talk about their free kick, when you talk about Arsenal's corner, we're talking about controversies. This one, I'm not talking about controversy. I'm just talking about we not being athletic.
Yeah, that's true.
Because yeah. So we just need that athleticism. There's the other one. Was it the fourth one that the only person that caught up was Ahmad because he can run, but the moment he catches up, that's the best he can do just to catch up. He's not physical.
Yeah,
He's not got a tackle and all that stuff. But he's the only one that could run and catch up. We don't have athleticism, and also having a weak midfield when you don't have a Delict and Maguire, we have to depend on Heaven and Euro. Those are prospects, but sometimes the Premier League can be brutal if you have young
if you
players that are
have
not
kids,
protected by the midfield.
yeah,
Yeah, you have
it
kids.
can be brutal with kids. Even though the kids sometimes can embarrass you, but it's more likely that the kids will be embarrassed by the senior players.
That's true.
But yeah,
That's
that
true.
was a thrill of a match. 4-4 was quite the drama. There was some drama somewhere else. Here we both failed. We both thought United would win, so too bad. There was some drama somewhere else though. Where in North London, not North London, in London. Spurs traveled to Nottingham. I called this one. I think Spurs cannot win 2 games in a row.
Man, did I sit on the fence? I don't know why I did not just go
You
for
sat on the
Forest.
fence, yeah.
Yeah, first I just did not trust Spurs, but then I don't know why I went against Forest because
You thought
Spurs has
Spurs
been having
away
a good
record.
away form.
Now they're
Yeah,
also losing away.
but even if I would have went for Forest, it would have been just a lucky guess because 3-0, boom, that was a whooping. You don't see that
3-0
coming.
is a lot, but I didn't think Spurs have the ability to win 2 games in a row. No. Not in the Premier League. Until they prove us. They're not winning 2 games in a row in the Premier League. So maybe they might win the next one, but this one, Sean Dyke split him open and bam. But
Yeah, that's
man,
bad.
yeah, I think that guy's time is limited now. What do you think? I think Thomas Frank is in trouble. He might end up being like a David
Yeah,
Moyes
yeah.
or a Sean Dyke, just a good Premier League club, but you're not an elite Champions League club.
Now his time looks up. I've sympathized with him a little bit because of injuries, and people can say you have to deal with what you have. But as a person whose club has struggled recently, United, I understand how two players can bring a change. Like for example, maybe I've dropped games that I think if I had Delict and Maguire there, I could have maybe got something out. I'm just trying to say that Spurs have had to deal with like 8 absences at some point of people who
Those
could.
8 absences they keep throwing around is Solanke, Madison,
Mm.
Lusevski. They got replacements. They got
Those are good players.
replacements. Yeah, but they have replacements. They have their back. It is okay. They have their center backs and their goalkeeper. They have the spine of the team. It can't be injuries.
Mm. So you think Frank is just not
People
going?
have injuries, yes, but it's not the reason. It's not the reason. Kulusevski, what could he have done to prevent 3-0?
Their games, Spurs have gone. But for a team that has gone, leave alone these games, Spurs have gone a full game without a shot on target more than once. Spurs have had their shot on target in over 80 minutes. I think I've seen that one also. And as much as that does not say anything about this game, it probably says something about the season, because if you go 2 games in which you don't hit the target in one game, you might think about your missing forwards.
Yeah, Arsenal did not hit the
I don't
target
know. I just feel
yesterday
like,
until 70th minute. We cannot start saying it is Havertz that was
yeah, but
missing or Merino was not on the pitch. It's just the gameplay.
it was the first time Arsenal did it. And the fact that we remember it means it's if Spurs hit the target the first time in 70th minute, nobody will remember, because in games they have gone without hitting the target. But for Arsenal, for us to remember that Arsenal went 60 plus minutes without hitting a target, it means that's not supposed to be normal.
Yeah, but the point
It's
is,
happening at
like, we
Spurs.
had our players and we still didn't. So it was not
Yeah,
about the personalities, it's about the gameplay.
yeah,
Not so long ago, they were showing us
yeah.
statistics of Van de Ven versus Gyökeres. Van de Ven, 7 goals.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But why can't you use such strategies? Why do you have to always come up with an excuse? Sparzy. Spurs is just Sparzy. Why you go lose 3
it's who
0
they are, man.
to,
It's who they are.
to Nottingham? What? 3
Nah, that's
0
not that.
I mean, Liverpool
True.
also lost 3 0 but that's a lot. Well, I understand. I lost 3 0 to Brighton not long, I think 2 seasons ago. And it's an embarrassing feeling. I mean, this is the lowest of low for Thomas Frank, in my opinion. I don't think he can go lower than this. 3 0 away to Forest. Forest are 10th. Like, just above there, just above the drop zone. It's just Spurs being Spurs.
Yeah, he looks out
But
of depth.
yeah, other than Spurs being Spursy, man, I've never seen a Tifo and pictures for a regular Premier League game. Did you see the Sunderland game and the thing and the setup and the highlights and all that? It was a great derby, Sunderland
By
Newcastle. Yeah. By an own goal. I love that.
yeah, and what a finish! And what a finish!
No way you're saving that. Off the bar. Off the bar.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Well,
oh,
I hear it's one of the biggest derbies in England, and also that derby has not been played for 10 years. Yeah, they met in the League Cup. They met in the League Cup last season. That was before Sunderland went all out on the market and bought
people.
physically, athletically players. Sunderland bought players that can play 120 minutes. I think that's the longest you can play in a game of soccer, 120 minutes. Sunderland has players that can play 120 minutes every weekend. That's who they went in. Those guys are just
Yeah,
solid and they run you all the time. That's why I knew
yeah.
Newcastle will have to dig in to win that game.
would not put my money against Sunderland in a final or a knockout game. Those guys, they have heart. Like that Ballard guy. Man, that guy just, man, Alderete, man, those guys are something else. And they were Black Cats. They were so solid, man. And once they scored that goal, on goal or not, they were not conceding. They were not conceding.
Yep.
They said, no,
Yep.
they were not something else. They're not conceding. Maybe you try an own goal. When you guys are not scoring. Yeah. I hear Sunderland, Newcastle took a photo when they beat Sunderland the last time. Like the photo, you take a photo like after a final.
I saw
That's
that.
why they did that. But did you also notice that the stadium, all round, it was home fans? Newcastle have the same thing. They put away fans. They don't give you a section of the stadium. No, they put you at the top. So all you could, I was like, why is the stadium still full if Newcastle have lost? One chunk of the stadium should be gone. No, the whole stadium was full round
Yeah.
because the home fans were put on the roof. I think we should do that also. I
Yeah,
think
this is not your
Newcastle have
home,
also
man.
done the
This is
same.
not your home.
Put your home fans on the roof. Why are they making noise here
Yep.
for your players? Being racially abusive.
Yep.
Put them on the roof. Yeah, I think we should do that. So those in Sunderland
Yeah,
fans
people
all
make
over the
fans feel at
pitch.
home, man.
You see? Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
exactly. We just know
I like
down
that.
here.
People put
we-
people rivals. People put rivals here.
Why?
I've seen people put rivals close to the game, and the rivals are away, and they're tormenting your goalkeeper right behind, right behind your
Imagine
goalkeeper, like tormenting him.
at
Like,
home.
dude, you're away, man. You
Yeah.
go sit on the stands up there.
Go sit up there in the stands. Exactly. Go sit up there in the stands.
I love
That's
that.
what we should. I think that's what Emirates should do also, and do something. Put them up there. But that was a good derby, good game, and I think Newcastle are in trouble. I think Eddie Howe, the Champions League is gonna save him. Eddie Howe is never gonna be in problem, but Newcastle is having one of those seasons where they might not just. They usually do this. You remember the season with Mbappe, Champions League, then tip. And then they came back Champions League now, then their league form has dipped. They can't sustain 2 seasons. They can't sustain Champions League and league. Like this season, they're going to go down out of the Champions League. Then next season, when they're not in the Champions League, they'll qualify for the Champions League. So I don't know. Let's just see. That was a good game for Newcastle for Sunderland. They stay out of the. I lost this one. I put an X. You chose Sunderland. You got that one.
Yeah,
I
had a
didn't
good.
think. I knew it was just going to be this game. Let me just put an X because I don't want to overthink it. But Sunderland was solid. Sunderland was solid. They are proving to be solid. But this one had a late drama. Brentford against Leeds. For a minute, I knew Brentford had won the game. Then I came back. I'm like, what?
Brentford. I think when they're having a good season, but they're still Brentford. Sometimes they do things that Brentford does.
Yeah.
It was one of those games you thought they would win Burnley, but Brentford will frustrate when home. They will frustrate United, Arsenal, Chelsea. They'll beat big guns here and there, but when they meet their level, sometimes they get back to being Brentford. They're mid-level team, so they can disappoint us. They're mid-table team, so they can disappoint on games like this. And this was one of those that they disappointed.
Yeah.
After taking an early lead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also
Brentford.
Burnley is fighting relegation, so you really expect Burnley to come back and cause trouble.
Leeds, you mean? Leeds. Yeah. Yeah, I saw Calvert-Lewin give an interview. I'm like, why is this guy giving an interview and he has lost the game? Then I go and check. I'm like, oh, he scored the winning goal. Okay, the equalizer. I'm like, oh, okay, makes sense. Makes sense why he's talking. Because why are you talking and you've lost the game? No, he was talking because he equalized. What a header, though. That was a class. Those are the headers that kind of spike his price. Then he just goes back to who he is. But I think he'll end up being like one of those just Premier League strikers that just, if Leeds go down,
It was
yeah,
it was a good finish.
it was a good
It was a
finish.
good
Yeah,
finish, that
it
one.
was a good finish. But the other, The other good finish comes from Fulham. Man, this guy Harry Wilson. It was Burnley played Fulham, and Harry Wilson is on form, man. He's on fire. That kid.
Which one there? I lost you there for a second.
Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson. Fulham. Harry Wilson.
Fulham.
Burnley played Fulham. Fulham managed to scrap the win, which I got this one. No, you got this one. I didn't. I didn't.
No, I thought
You say you thought?
I had a good feeling about Fulham because I had a feeling that they had been unlucky the last like 2 games. I mean, with Man City 5-1 down, I couldn't. That one was a write-off, but the fact that they came back and scored 3, losing 5-4, that looked a little bit unlucky. And then Aston Villa, they come from behind, make it 1-1, then go ahead 2-1, and then there is 1 inch offside, gets ruled off. And then was that Aston Villa or Crystal Palace? Crystal Palace, I think, because Gueye comes and snaps a win. So
Equalizes.
I held
The winner, not equalizer. Yeah, last minute. Yeah.
Oh,